So the funny part about all this right now is that you can tell everybody's age by what exactly they think that this song ends up like correlating to. It's like some people say Lopez Show, other people are saying Dazed and Confused, right? And then of course Cheech and Chong. I mean, that's where I got it from. Like my grandpa, for whatever reason, loves that. Oh, Lopez Show, love it, love it. Well, hey, welcome everybody to the call. Will already giving him that work, saying he can't focus with that shirt on. Okay, so of course, Matt Hahn is out, right? I didn't know if you were Matt. You already hit it up for record or what? Wanted to figure that out. The shirt was too distracting.
The record happens.
All right, so my question is that let me know whenever it's up for record. I'll start going into it, start having the combo. Boom. Let's see what we're going with.
You're good to go.
Oh, yep. Can't hear you yet. Can't hear you yet.
Hear me now?
Nope, not at all. Not even a little bit.
I could hear him.
Okay, so I'm good. All right, fine. So what's up, everybody? Wanted to reiterate again, this is that Leader of the Herds call. We're going to be talking through and expanding on a little bit of what we did last time. All right, so what that will mean. Okay, let me go over here. I know I'm not showing my screen yet. Just give me a second while I end up getting this stuff lined up. Okay, so with PicSniplet, we ended up figuring out that, let me see here, share my screen, application windows, share away. Now, there we go. All right, so move this thing here over. Booyakacha. All right, great. So what we took a look at before was a lot of the things on, like your Facebook run. Let me just go over your groups. No, not groups. All right. Sorry for the slowness as I end up messing that all up. Give me a second here. So was to create the reviews on your actual page, right? Being able to end up grabbing information from Google, slapping that with PicSniplet into some reviews. Basically being able to do something like this. Look at that fresh cut. I try, bro. So for example, right here is one of our one of the reviews that we recently got, right? Put some information out there, etc. So now we're going to expand on that and actually go into why Agency Elephant's so amazing for PicSniplet in specific. Okay, so what is awesome is that you can take a follow-up email and do something like this. Okay, and I actually just sent this over to Dallas maybe 5-10 minutes, like 30 minutes before we ended up kicking this up. You see how it looks like it is a written kind of piece of information, and it has his name, his email address, and then of course just a little note, right? Check if everything's okay. Making it a lot more of a customizable and specific email that looks like it's from you. Okay. So we're going to be walking through how to do this and how to use Agency Elephant to actually get this lined up and running. Okay. F's in the chat if y'all think that that's pretty damn cool. What y'all got? Let's see. Waiting for it. All right, Jeff Randy. Okay, Chad, I see you. All right, let's
give us
keep
an
it rolling.
example of
there
how
we go.
you
There
would
we
use
go.
this.
All right. So let me just show you why and how this situation works. So that way we can go back through it because I want to show you how customizable it really is. Okay. So for these fields and information, if anyone wanted to hit on Dallas, I think that's his real phone number. Anyway, so whenever it comes to what Agency Elephant has that's really awesome, it has to do with the custom fields, okay? And those, let's go over here and let's send out a text message just so you can show this situation. All right. Nope, not templates. All right, for tokens. All right, so you see these tokens right here, okay? Lead ID and even custom fields, right? Of whatever in the world that you want it to be. What's beautiful about Agency Elephant is that they can call on any one of these fields at any point in time. And this is how it does it. It ends up putting those little ellipses around the last underscore name and throws that in there. Because of that, and because Agency Elephant is something that consistently calls back to information in the system, that means that you can use it for whatever you want, including, sending a follow-up email. If you want to make a custom field that is for, their birthday, it can literally say their birthday on here as well. Happy birthday, Dallas, and then their birthday. Maybe leave out the year though. Throwing that out there on the upfront. Okay. So let's walk through what we need to do to be able to do that and show y'all kind of how this situation lines out. So to go through it, what you're going to need, number one, you're going to need PicSniplet. Of course, you're going to need Agency Elephant. And let me stop sharing my screen so that way I can just talk with y'all. All right. So what you're going to need is PicSniplet, which you're going to need Agency Elephant. Okay. And then some type of media and or marketing creation software. Like, again, I use Canva. You can use that if you feel like it. Completely and utterly up to you. Okay. And the example that I would kind of use for this in particular, this is for follow-ups, right? It's being able to send over an email that is specified specifically to the person that we're trying to talk with, right? The perfect opportunity is if someone hasn't responded, you can give them a quick ringless voicemail saying, hey, please check out your email, send something over for you, wanted to make sure everything was all right. Something as simple as that. And then afterwards, you can, of course, be a little bit more specific to them by having their actual first, last name, and some of their information in a note that looks like it was handwritten just for them because you're just that awesome of a person. Oh, yeah. Follow up with Brian about his life insurance, quote follow up, life appointments. Hey, you just bought a house. There's a ton of different things that this can be utilized on. So I'll go over more of that after we kind of dig into it. Just wanted to show y'all what's possible first, and then walk through kind of conversations on how it can be used thereafter. Okay, is that good enough, Matt? Appreciate you. All right, I'm not trying not to cuss. I'm trying to be better, y'all. I'm trying to be better. So let's kick it off by just picking something on Canva. Okay, here's something that I'm already using. Okay, it is just a simple little square document. Okay, are we too late, or just some type of call to action? Life insurance follow up. Hey, y'all just closed. Congratulations. Right. Whatever you'd like it to say. Now, all right, you are 100% right. I didn't. I pulled a full Matt while talking to Matt. Look at that. 2 seconds. Thank you so much for that, by the way. All right. There we go. Are we good? F's in the chat. Perfect. All right. So on here, this is me, of course, going into Canva. You can use just a simple image, whatever it is that you want to be customized. Remember, don't put any text in that particular area because it's not going to match up well. So for here, we have just our standard conversation pieces that we want to be lined out. And we're actually leaving the note completely and utterly open. Okay. And as you can see, this is literally movable. It's not even a real tree. So it just makes it look a little bit more fancy dancy. Anyway, so by you creating this in Canva, now you can turn around and customize it a bit more in PicSniplet. Okay, so whatever it is you want to end up loading out, figure that part out, and we'll walk through it here in a second on how to build it. All right. So in this case, I create a remember to follow up with. That is, of course, everyone is going to have that as their starting header. but then here is what is being grabbed. Okay. And the way that you actually kind of create that run, click over here on the custom data whenever you're typing out. And you want it to be client name, custom name, etc. And by doing that, basically it'll call upon the custom fields or the first and last name inside of Agency Elephant to be able to actually throw in the information that you want. Okay. So next piece is I want it to just show their email, because to me it's not enough that it's just their name. It might not catch their eye off the very beginning. So you can put their name or their phone number or however the conversation may come up. Okay. And then of course I have the little extra note that's at the bottom that is not influenced by anything. It's again just a header and a footer with information in between that we're going to be pulling from Agency Elephant. Now, if you wanted to go as far as, and I do not suggest this, but I'm saying that you can, if you had a custom field where it's their auto quote or their home quote in there for whatever ridiculous reason that you wanted to, it could literally write out the actual pricing of the policy. Like it's like, hey, following up with you on auto quote, this much money, right? Or maybe it's how much money you've saved them. Whatever it may be, because of how powerful Agency Elephant is, you can have it do whatever you want in this sphere. Is that making sense to everybody? I'm hoping I'm following. Everyone tracking? I'm doing a quick check-in before I keep going. I don't want to get things too running. F, thank you. Just on F's in the chat, make it easy, make it easy. Cool. All right, great. So from here, you're going to click over on publish. Okay. And right here where it says the different kind of campaigns or platforms that you're using, just put in there custom. That way you can create it and maneuver as you'd feel like it. Okay. And this is what's going to show up after I generate. You will want to grab this information right here. Can y'all see that? I'll show you on a bigger run, but just basically click that direct download link at the very bottom right here. And let me show you what that will look like. So let's go back. Copy. All right. Don't let this bother you. Okay. Do not let this bother you up here. All right. It seems crazy. It's really not. All right. Whatever tokens that you want to use, you're just going to change out over here. Okay. So you see how it says name equals blah, blah, blah. Well, you can just grab that by the equals point, right? And then you're going to throw in there whatever in the world. I'll make this thing bigger for you all a little bit. Whatever in the world that symbol is by all your tokens. And then whatever the information that you would like it to say looks like via a token. So for example, this is first and last name side by side. You can grab that, copy. And again, on that one, I'm just going and creating an SMS field to be able to kind of quickly grab that information. You can paste that in there, okay? And that will now grab and make sure there's no spaces in between those two, okay? That's very important. Don't have any spaces here. If you want to throw in one just to give it a little bit more room, you definitely can. Just make sure it looks right with your actual setup that you're using, whatever cursive writing that looks right. So you put that information in there. Now, whenever it comes to email, which is actually what this is supposed to be, let's copy that out. Let's put it over here by first name, paste that. Now we end up going back over to Agency Elephant. And then now you can slap insert token, see how, and just copy that part. Copy, and then go back over here, delete this out of here and paste. Okay. So although it does look like an absolute, jumbled mess, it's really, really not. Okay. It'll basically, after everything's said and done, I just want to make sure y'all can see that, it'll look like this. So whatever, and let me make sure I go back and show y'all that one more time. So back to editor. All right. So whatever you put in as name or custom name is going to be name equals blah, 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 right? The fallback value, again, is just what it says if it can't grab something, okay? So if you want to say client or something like that, just in case it fails, which you really shouldn't be using any custom fields as emails, et cetera, that are going to fail because you didn't put the information in correctly. That's why you have to be really careful whenever you're trying to build out one that has how much money people are saving, because if someone forgets to put that information in there and the fallback value is just $12,000, it's not going to look right. So that's just what it says in the case that anything gets jacked up. All right. So next piece here, again, email. And then in the case, I just put in what our office email is, just to make sure that even if it just grabs their name and for whatever reason I'm seeing an email and it doesn't capture their email, it just falls back to that for whatever reason. So again, these are the pieces that you're actually going to see inside of this actual publish. Okay, so again, you're going to grab the actual image piece at the very bottom, the direct download link, and then you're going to update it with the pieces of information that you want it to show. And none of this stuff matters. This is just the actual image, okay? And down here is what you're going to be changing for it to say and look as you would like it to be. All right. So that's the most complicated part. How are we feeling, guys? Throw F's in the chat if we're good. All right, awesome. Great. Like, I really wanted to make sure it's not really a formula per se, because the formula is just answering one of the questions. The formula that you're worried about is just this stuff that you can go right into Agency Elephant, click on the send SMS, pick what you want it to say, whether that's the person's first name. It's just a token. So it's a callback to this. Okay. So this right here is what's already being used in some of your built for you drips, right? You're going to be able to end up using this in PicSniplet to be able to end up generating those customizable pictures. So that's not a really crazy, that's not a formula at all, because you're creating it, right? So if I was to change, let's go over here. All right. So if I was to change this part right here, instead of it saying name, if I made it say, full name, or just, something along that lines, or just name F, that would then change this right here. Okay. So that's all that it's for. It's just so you can know where in the world it's going. It's not a formula. It's just a callback to this part on what you named it. So make sure you name it correctly, or you name it what I'm naming it right here, So it makes it a lot easier for you. So if you named it this, it would change this part. And the only things that you're needing to update is this back half right here. And again, guys, remember, this is going to be sent out by email because it's being recorded so that you can follow along slowly and just make sure everything gets lined out. And this is just the tokens that y'all are already using in your Built for You campaigns. We're just utilizing it in a bit of a different way. Same thing over here for email. Okay. We're just utilizing it in a little bit of a different way. So that's no formula, just how it lines itself out. All right. So now what you're going to want to do is, let me show you from the very get-go. Let's go over here. All right, let me stop sharing my screen real quick. No, it'll be okay. So what you want to do is you click over here on your tools, go to emails, right? And then you are going to want to create a new template, okay? It's just a new email template. Now, if you want to get real fancy, you can do some of these that have some more information, maybe 2 separate pictures that you make, or maybe a picture in the middle of, you know, some whatever wording that you want. In this case, I really wanted it to make, I wanted the picture to be kind of the main course. So for me, I picked just the simple because that's all I wanted. Okay. So click on that. And then you see this kind of dummy information. That's fine. Just look at it, go over here and click the pencil. Take this on out. And you're going to click image. Okay. Now, what you can do is go back over here to pick snippet. Oh, oops, back. I did not want that. I did not want that to rehappen. All right, images, templates. No, hold on a second. Talking with y'all and I renamed my name. All right, there we go. Publish. Custom, generate. Again, you're going to go over here, click copy. Okay. And you're going to fix this up in a separate little site where now you can have it fix itself out with the correct tokens. All right. So, all right. Now you're going to take that URL that you just got, okay, and hit OK. You can see how it just flowed in, right? It's exact. I know it's a little hard to see just because of how it kind of squares itself out, but this is exactly the same email as what I sent over to Dallas, okay? And you can play with how it looks on mobile or not, depending upon if you change image properties. You want to change the height and width, make it smaller, make it bigger. You can end up doing that. If you want to set it to the left or the right, those are all your options. But by doing and creating that, it makes it to where any client that I want to send out a custom piece of information to, they're able to get exactly what I want them to see, and for it to be customizable from top to bottom. And Jared Mills, to recap, set up a Canva image, number 1, yes. Build and take that image, put it into PicSnipplet, customize what you want it to say in PicSnipplet using the text and otherwise information that you want it to use, okay? Any piece of information from email to first name, last name, you're going to want to put all of that together. In the case of first and last name, as you can see, I only have the beginning section just saying name, and I put first and last name together on inside of that run. So just do it how you see here for first and last name. Don't worry about why that took me long enough to figure out. Don't worry about it. All right. And then you put it into an AE email template, and you can send it out manually, or you can send it out in the process of an actual drip. So this all can be triggered and be created to where in any of your drip campaigns that you're following up with someone that has email attached, this can just be another way for you to further customize, further separate yourself from all those agents out there that are just sending a, hey, are you up email? I mean, well, text message or Netflix and chill, something like that. Don't quote me. Anyway, so that ends up figuring it all out. Oh, Matthew, you're not even listening. Anyway, so this is what it will turn into. And let's see here. Go back over this way. And then, of course, what I love is the fact that you can slap a link. So in this case, what I've done is that if you click on this link, guess where y'all show up? Right to my calendar. Jeff, I am working on that. When it comes to if an email, if this can be sent out as an email or as a text, I'm working on that. Right now, I can only get it to work with iPhone users. And because I can only get it to work with iPhone users, that means that it doesn't work yet, because you can't control, who's getting what image, and that's its own problem. So don't worry about that. So right here, they're able to end up setting up a appointment. So now not only are you more customized than any of the other agents in any of your area, okay, but you're also able to, in the case that they're trying to just read what this says and they click on it, they get bounced right in to be able to set an appointment for you so you can start closing more business. So from top to bottom, you're in a spot where everything ends up flowing to end up driving more appointments, more personal content, which of course increases closing ratio, and it makes it to where your business runs smoother. And that's all that Agency Elephant is about, trying to take something that y'all do on a consistent basis and streamline that with automation. Being able to create quite literally anything whenever it comes to follow-up, or the example that I even showed y'all before, and I'll go back to that, go back to the editor. All right. So even using it like we talked about before with some of the Yeti giveaway pieces, right? That is so powerful just because you can do it for literally whatever the case may be for yourself. Okay. So I want y'all to have a lot of fun, kind of build some things out, try some stuff, and just kind of report back and let me know exactly how it lines. Yeah, I can do it with a newsletter. I mean, it's not about I can with Agency Elephant, and the fact that and I'm just responding to hey Chuck, have you ever tried this with a newsletter? You can do it with any and everything that you would consider as a picture, or if you took the time to create a newsletter and then put the tokens in to your actual email, Agency Elephant can do that as well. The plus side of this, and I think that's what you're saying, is that you can actually put it into a picture, any picture that you would like, and do some pretty cool things there. So, and I'll just go back into let's go over here to templates. So they have some other, little templates like, hey, you can put a happy birthday, right, on for someone's birthday and slap the name on there. Or you can be a little cooler and actually get a real birthday cake with maybe, you and your staff holding it up, right? And it says their name on there. So the opportunities of what you can do with this are absolutely endless, but being able to make it to where it's not just a hokey kind of, it looks like it's Photoshop thing is so much more powerful than anything else, which is also why I love using the cursive, so people kind of connect with that a little bit more. It looks like I took the time for them. Okay, so that is the run from start to finish. If y'all wanted to know how to actually link this, okay, what you're going to do is you're going to grab and highlight, just hold, like left click, hold, drag it over. Then you're going to click on this world that says link, and then you're going to slap your Agency Elephant URL right in there. And literally every time someone clicks on it, it will directly end up going to wherever, however it is that that you want it to go. So just as a freebie, using a newsletter, for example, let's say if I wanted to connect this to like, hey, extra, read all about it, see what your neighbors have said about MIB Group, right? And then it's a picture of a newspaper with their name on there or whatever you want it to be. They click on it and it goes to your testimonial page. That's pretty damn cool. Something you can do. Y'all take that for free. I'm just spastically giving ideas at this point. So that's basically the run. And I want to keep it short and sweet there and just stop it off, because that's kind of the best case scenario of now being able to take PicSniplet and turn that into something a little bit more powerful by utilizing what Agency Elephant does very, very, very well.
Can you hear me now, Charles?
Can I unmute you? How do I unmute anybody? Like, I don't like. Yeah, bro. I don't. You can unmute all you'd like.
No one can hear me.
Charles, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay.
There
You
you
can
go.
hear me now
You
too.
can probably hear Matt now.
Yeah, cool. Perfect.
Okay, great. We're here. Look at us.
Hey.
Great job.
I personally really like these leader of the herd calls because it's giving you the step-by-steps of how to do it, and it looks very complicated until you watch the recording after and you follow it slowly step by step, especially compounding on the last call. This is just extending another thing off of PicSniplet. The really cool thing is you can take this and run it from any strategy. You can run it from getting life appointments, like, hey, check in with Brian regarding his life insurance because his birthday's coming up. You can make them very specific about anything that you're trying to do, commercial, life, health. Hey, check in on Deborah's vision, like see if she's got her dental coverage because, she's coming up here to whatever it is. You can use this for any type of activity. And it's not too difficult to do once you set up one of your templates from Canva, right? Once you set up a few templates from Canva, you can recycle those into different marketing activities, if you will.
Because you can use the same picture and just change what is said around that picture, depending upon what market you're trying to talk through, which is major, right? So the idea is, of course, creating something that's usable in this call, but then for you to take it as an owner of your own business and someone that has kind of updated and customized your Agency Elephant in a positive light, being able to use some of those custom fields that maybe you had. Now, my personal favorite is a joke. I think it was a couple, maybe last week with Brian on like one of his custom fields is now like whiskey. Well,
How much do you love whiskey?
Yeah. How much do you love whiskey? And then he can use that as a custom field in an email for really
That's a
no
lot.
apparent reason.
Yeah,
It's
it's not much. Is my
And you
camera
could
quality bad?
even
Is my
make a
camera-
pic sniplet of Brian saying this much. Like,
Is
yeah,
my
the
camera
camera
quality
quality's
bad?
out of it.
yeah, your internet hasn't been too great today on our calls earlier, a little choppy.
Damn it. Has anyone noticed that
I mean,
these two guys keep putting an L in snippet? It's pick snippet, isn't it? I don't think there's an L.
Get
in
out of
snip-
here.
I
You're
don't think there's
Googling
an
the
L in
wrong
there.
thing.
Yeah.
Look. I
Like,
can. I
pig
will add
sniplet.
L.
If you're going to make
L.
this call another time where you showcase all of the things I say incorrectly, it's I am going to pull this my direction. Okay?
Pick sniplet reminds me
All
of
right.
like a character on Winnie the Pooh.
Well, I may not know how to spell or how to say words right, but damn it if I can't do some nerd shit.
Why use many word when few word do trick?
Like, hey,
You know-
I can build y'all out a good D&D character. I can tell you that.
I honestly think that these types of small nuggets of adding to your drips are going to get a response when you normally wouldn't have. I think these are really good for life insurance follow-ups. I think it's really good for reviews. Like me and Brian have been really working on our review follow-up and for our event reminder campaigns and making sure that we're checking in on renewals every time. Like there's a lot of things you can do with Elephant. And I think this little nugget added to our review drip or renewal drip would be of benefit because it looks good. You don't have to put a ton of info. Like you could put on that thing, reach out to Charles, thank him for another year of his business, right? And it takes up a ton of their email template. It's big. My problem with sending out renewal emails, and maybe other people have this concern too, is when I send out those renewal emails, it's like, hey, Jim, just wanted to thank you so much again for your trust this year and for your business. And then I feel like, okay, I did what I wanted to do. Now, like I'm asking for a review appointment. It's like 2 sentences long. Like I've got to have more here so that it looks better, right? And yes, you could absolutely use this for open enrollment. I would use this as a drip like, hey, reach out to Steve because he hasn't scheduled his open enrollment appointment. We need to get him on the books. Like you can use this for anything. The point is though, with all of these calls is you need to be doing something first and add this to it, right? You need to be already taking action somewhere on this first and add this. We see a lot of users come into Agency Elephant, and it just happened the other day. An agent came into Agency Elephant. They had a ton of things that they wanted to work on and change and implemented, got overwhelmed very quickly it's always interesting to me because most of the problems we run into in life are based upon choices or decisions that we have made, right? So this user comes in, decides he has a laundry list of things that he needs to fix, correct, and change and implement. The laundry list that he created has now overwhelmed him so much because he can't complete it successfully or quickly enough, got overwhelmed, decided automation wasn't for him, went back to doing it old school, right? And it's interesting to me how we create the problem to then get overwhelmed with. We created the laundry list, right? And so your actions that you need to be taking on this for like open enrollment, Matt, big challenge for you. Have something already in place and use this as an add-on to it. Don't use this as like, I need to build out this drip and this has to be a part of it from day one. Because this might take you a little bit of a learning curve. Have something built, have something functioning. Text messages and ringless voicemails work incredible. These should be additive pieces, right? All of these leader of the herd calls are supposed to add to the processes of things you've already set in motion, right?
No, 100%. The piece of it that it goes back to is if you weren't using email, and now just because of this call, now all of a sudden you're trying to use email inside your drips. I'm not mad about that. I mean, I'm mad you're finally taking action, right? But there's growing pains when you're trying to implement a new thing, no matter what it is. And I love this coaching kind of conversation growing up as a football guy. It's if you keep doing what you've always done, you keep getting what you've always got. So if you want to run back and start doing things the way you were in the 90s, whenever you were a broke kid and not successful, go back to the 90s and start doing that. Not a problem, right? But if you want to continue to move and kind of be better in that particular conversation, you're going to have to do things different. And different doesn't mean complete revamp. Different means each day looking in the mirror and knowing that you're better, whatever that may be.
And being uncomfortable is fine. Feeling a little overwhelmed or feeling like this is above your head or feeling like this is hard to accomplish is okay. That's an okay feeling. Our brains are wired to keep us from doing things that are going to cause us pain and cause us, that is going to give us any type of pushback, right? Our brains are wired this way to make things easy and comfortable as possible for ourselves. That's how we're wired. And so understanding that uncomfortability and adding things to your system and implementing Agency Elephant is going to be uncomfortable. It's going to feel like there's things that are hard, and that's okay. That's good. But understanding that when you're looking at these things with PicSniplet and all these other integrations, you need to already have a baseline of things going out. So for example, if we're using this for quote follow-up, you already need to be using the quote follow-up campaigns. You already be needing to use the pipeline for that. You already need to have your email integrated and ready to go. Now you can add a day 6 email with a PicSniplet. Now you can add a day 2 email with this PicSniplet, but you already have to be using something to have this as an additive for. Now, this can be the kick in the butt to get you to start using something to then add it. That's great. But if this is the thing that you're saying, great, I love the strategy, I'm going to build out my entire open enrollment drip campaigns now. Understand that it is going to be a process to build that. It's not going to be finished this week, today, probably by mid next week. You're going to have to build this whole thing out, and the PicSniplet piece will probably be added later to the end of that entire build out, right? It's not going to be the first thing you're working on here. The first thing you're working on is I need to name the group. I need to create the drip. How do I want it to look? Do I want them going to a calendar, right? Those types of things. So these calls are huge additives to what you should already be doing. And they could kick you in the butt to do something.
No, absolutely, man. And before we head out, I just wanted to make sure that kind of questions were asked and answered. I know we have another, 10, 15 minutes or so, and I just wanted to throw that out there. And Sarah, I don't know, but oops, I do a lot of things over and over again.
Sniplet. I said Sniplet.
Yeah, well, I mean,
I'm going to rebrand them.
Now, I mean, you know what? If you mispronounce pronunciations, words, then no one respects you.
No.
Right?
No.
I mean, y'all can just run off because I'm no longer respectable.
What kind of questions do we have for Charles? We got a ton of people on. What kind of questions do we have? What kind of ideas do you have of where you would use this? What are you planning on doing with this, if anything?
I know people are taking their time and doing so a good amount of typing.
I know. I trust that they're taking this time to think about what they're going to write.
Because the thing about it is that, it's easier to brainstorm with multiple people here. I'm happy you're here for the entertainment. I would take my shirt off for you. Yeah, no, it's great, dude. It's a great follow up for a giveaway.
Well, think
I'm
about if
torn-
on a giveaway you did a, hey, congratulations, Sharon, you won second place. Shoot us an email so we can get us your second place prize, right? As a way to reach out to everyone who didn't win in the giveaway to give them their second place prize. And that second place prize is something really cheap and small, and they have to come to the office to pick it up, right? Those things that you can do with Pick Sniplet, yeah, it can absolutely be cool.
If the giveaway is a ticket or an event ticket, don't look. I'm telling you right now, do not be that person that takes a picture of their ticket, but you can probably go online and find some ticket stubs and then change the name for it to look like whoever's name that you're sending it out to. Boom. Easy process, right?
Look at you.
So, it's just, hey, you have someone's name on their ticket. It says their first and last name on there, seat number, whatever. And that can get lined out pretty easily using, Canva or Pick Sniplet, however you end up, Pick Snippet, however you want to end up using it. So, yeah, absolutely. It's a great one to run. Anything else? Any other ways that y'all want to end up doing it? Or I'm just going to head out and take my last 10, 15 minutes to end up, I don't know, doing jumping jacks in a corner.
Ugh.
Yeah, I don't know. I get 10 minutes.
Your new hire doesn't want to see that.
No, my new hire is she should be in school right now, but she's just playing hooky because she's basically in high school. So no, awesome. Thank you, Angela. Appreciate it. Anybody else running that through? What we got?
Yeah, if there's no questions, we'll cut it short.
All right. Cool. So no questions.
What were you hoping to work on next call? Did you have something that you were thinking about for next call?
I know that I was a complete. Thank y'all so much. I appreciate the support, y'all. Like, it'll talk to Matt about when the email comes out.
Randy, you get it when you get it. You get what you get, and you don't throw a fit, Randy. No, it should be like an hour.
Yeah. So whenever it comes to next week, I put up a chat. I have basically, I have a bunch of things that we can do, but the two that were kind of on my board were I had a lot of fun with the Amanda Angela person on LinkedIn asking me how to boost my my reviews, and saw some things that they did. Created a campaign that I'm still kind of working through. I got everything. I'll get all the kinks out, but it basically makes it to where if you ask them how in the world they feel about your agency, and they respond with a number, depending upon what number they send, depends on what drips they get. There's that one. That's basically me giving y'all what was a $399 investment for the first month to get 3 reviews, and then $200 every month after with those people, and just showing you that you can literally just build that in Agency Elephant yourself. So that's like number 1. Number 2, easy links. Since I decided to troll y'all on our first call and just run through everything that I could, I will redo an easy links video showing y'all how to set that up from top to bottom. So the choice is basically y'all's.
Should
on
we
those.
do a couple, like at some point, would this be of interest to people? Should we do a basics Zapier call? Would that be something that would be of benefit to people?
Say like in the chat, put Zap, right? Or put easy and just throw it in the chat, and then we'll kind of figure this out.
And we could do the Zap and Easy Links call on the same one.
Yeah.
And start with Easy Links and then train on some of the Zapier stuff as you're going through it. Because that is more of an advanced user thing. Using Zapier, integrating with Easy Links. That's how I created all my Slack channel stuff that I use. Mm-hmm. Is through Easy Links and Slack, or not Easy Links, excuse me, through Slack and Zapier. Why don't we do that on one of these weeks? We'll plan that out.
Yeah. So I
on
mean, it
the
looks
Easy Links
like
one. Because in order to do the Easy Links, we have to do some Zapier stuff. And while we're in there, we can show them some of the formatters, some of the filtering, some of the if-then rules.
yeah, and little stuff like that that's helpful. Anything that goes with technology, understanding what things mean is just the first step. It's like trying to, without a tutor, it's kind of like trying to figure out a new language.
Well, like
but
when you were setting up your first Zap and I was driving to Tahoe for 2 hours on speakerphone and you're like, okay, I'm at this step. What do I do now? And it's like, well, you need to use this formatter. And it's it's not an easy thing to learn, but that was only 4.5 months ago. And now you're using Zapier as well as I am, if not more.
I mean, I don't have Slack built out, so you're still building it out a little bit better than me, big dog.
It's not that cool. It's more embarrassing.
It's a lot of fun though. But anyway, so it looks like Easy and Zap can kind of do it. I can walk through that. And to your question, Jennifer, yes, if you want to be able to Zap while using Easy, you will need to end up getting an upgrade of some type for your Easy Links. You can just talk to them about what exactly you need to have. Like, hey, whatever I need to upgrade my account to be able to have Zapier.
I think it's like $50 a month to open up Easy Links.
Yeah, it is. So it shouldn't be anything too crazy. But I just want to say I appreciate the world out of y'all for showing up and just as much love and support of y'all been able to bring out. Like it's really awesome seeing y'all grow, do everything, and just advance yourself. So, dude, appreciate y'all, and I hope y'all have a good weekend and of course, a happy Easter.
All right, guys, we'll talk to you soon.